Joining me now is South Carolina Congressman Russell Fry. He is a member of the House Oversight and Judiciary Committees. He is also the GOP freshman class president. Congressman, good morning.
Good morning.
What do you think that we can learn from these new subpoenas from Jim Jordan?
I think these are important. It's been an important step forward. I mean, you have Mr. Weiss, who has kind of changed his story multiple times. And then you have the testimony, the very brave testimony of these IRS whistleblowers that talked about that October 22 meeting where Mr. Weiss, after 5 years of investigating the Bidens, said inexplicably that he had no charging authority. This flies in direct contradiction to what Merrick Garland has testified on to the Hill. It kind of erodes the confidence in the system itself. And so there were other people in that meeting. And, you know, are you going to believe, I think at the end of the day, are you going to believe the guy, Mr. Weiss, who has changed his story depending on the audience he is speaking to? Or are you going to believe these whistleblowers who have come forward and whose story has never changed? So I think this would corroborate, my expectation is that it would corroborate the IRS whistleblowers' testimony.
And those whistleblowers are the ones that really changed the game for Hunter Biden's plea deal that the judge ended up throwing out. President Biden briefly visited Hawaii yesterday. He actually landed back in Tahoe about 5 hours ago. But this visit was more than 2 weeks after the wildfire engulfed parts of that island. He did not get a warm reception for the president. He was greeted with jeers, frustration, protest. There were signs that said no comment. Of course, that is criticizing his now infamous no comment when asked about Maui and the devastation there. And then he decides to compare what happened to them to a minor kitchen fire. Watch this, sir.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. And lightning struck at home on a little lake. It's outside of our home, not a lake, a big pond. Make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat.
Yeah, and he's told that story before, and frankly, he's been accused multiple times of embellishing that story. It was a tiny kitchen fire that was out in 20 minutes. So then he leaves Maui. He goes right back to this Tahoe mansion where he's spending his second vacation in 2 weeks. Congressman, by the way, staying in an a very wealthy environmentalist home. Your thoughts, sir?
I think, you know, the America Last policies of the Biden administration were on full display yesterday. I mean, it was the most cringeworthy visit of a disaster area that I've ever seen. That comment, the comment about the ground being hot, showing up 2 weeks late. Imagine if President Bush, after Katrina, had decided to go junk it off to some faraway place and take a vacation. I mean, the press would have had his head even more than they already did. This press gives him a pass. I think it's inexcusable. The conduct of this administration, and quite frankly, the people of Maui and this country deserve better than what they're receiving right now.
My colleague Brian brings on set with me. Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, Congressman, you've got the tragedy in Maui, but then you have some of the causal factors there, particularly the green policy that seemed to crowd out responsible management of the electrical grid. That's a Maui issue, but that could very well be an American issue in other states that are doing the same thing because of the green policies that this administration's pursuing. As you look at what's happened there on the ground, what can you be doing to help make sure that other states or our country at large is not going to commit that same error, because it has serious consequences?
No, I think you're exactly right. From an oversight perspective, I think we need a whole-scale look at FEMA just in general. But I think that the policies, I mean, the water policies seem to have impacted very greatly what happened here on the ground, that the fact that water wasn't released for several hours. You've got that state official who kind of withheld cries for help. So I think from a FEMA perspective, I mean, look, any disaster, I live in a disaster-prone area in South Carolina, just like Florida, Georgia, other places. You know, it takes federal, state, and local response always. So from our perspective, from the federal perspective, what can we be doing to push states to responsible responsible practices, this doesn't seem to be one. And the end result, unfortunately, is that people in Maui lost everything, including their lives. I mean, there's still 1,000 missing people out there 14 days later.
And to your point about that aid coming from the federal government, remember that you've got an ocean between California and the Hawaiian Islands. And so, you know, it's not like you can go from Texas to Oklahoma for tornado relief and just, you know, get in the car and drive. And that's the reason that the response has been so delayed, unfortunately, for those people, Congressman. So I want to ask you about this. You're teaming up with your colleague, Arizona Democrat Ruben Gallego, to introduce this bipartisan bill that's going to study the societal and economic impact of fentanyl. I want you to tell me more about this. Obviously, we've got a fentanyl crisis. Obviously, your colleague from Arizona knows all too well the fentanyl that is flooding the border there in Arizona.
No, it's a great way. Look, this is a bipartisan issue. The better understanding that we have about the economic impacts, the humanitarian impacts of fentanyl, the better response we can craft. I've done this at the state level when I was in the General Assembly, and I think we're going to continue to do that on the federal level. I mean, you've got to first secure the border, in my mind. That's priority number one. But two, what is the impact of this, and what is the response, the necessary response from a federal, state, and local perspective? I think getting an understanding of how that impacts job creation, the economy, housing, that's all part and parcel to a good practice, if you will, on how to get people off of this dangerous and very deadly addiction.
Mm-hmm. Deadly, the key word there. Congressman Russell Fry. Congressman, thank you.
Thank you.